Hi guys, I'm Suraj. Today I will be taking the topic conditional and iterative statements. When I take this topic, a question may raise in your mind that what are statements? Statements are the instructions given to the Python interpreter to compute a output or execute a set of statements. Now let us discuss the topic conditional statement and iterative statement. You know how to define a statement, but you don't know what a conditional statement and iterative statement. A conditional statement is a statement which executes a set of statements if the condition becomes true. That is, the flow of control of these statements goes into the indentation if the condition becomes true. If the condition becomes false, the statements are not executed. That is, the flow of control does not go to the statements if the condition becomes false. Now let us discuss the topic iterative statements. Iterative statements are also known as looping statements. These statements are used in a lot of programs for the ease of use. From the word looping statement, we understand that a set of statements are executed for n number of times. The examples for the looping statements are for loop and while loop. And the examples for conditional statements are if statement, if condition, else condition, and elif condition. Now let us know two different statements known as jump statements. The jump statement has two subtopics, and those are break and continue. A break is used to break a loop or a conditional statement, and a continuous jump statement is used to keep on continuing the for loop or a conditional statement. These are the use of break statement and continue statement. Thank you. Now let us discuss the if condition. The if condition is used to check a condition, and if the condition becomes true, the statement inside the if condition is executed. If the condition becomes false, the statement inside is not executed. That is, the flow of control does not go to the statements if the condition is false. If the condition is true, the flow of control goes to the statements. When you look at the syntax of the if statement, if and the condition to be checked, and followed by colon. In the next line, you have an indent space, that is 4 blank spaces, and the statement that needs to be executed. Now let us look at the diagram. The diagram which shows the flow of control of if statement. First, the input comes to the if condition, and the test condition is checked whether it is true or false. If it is a true condition, if the condition becomes true, the statements are executed inside its indent block. If it is false, the statements are not executed, and it goes to the next part of the program. Now let us see a sample program on if condition. In the sample program, we are going to find whether the number given by the user is an even number or an odd number. Now we are assigning the number from the user in the variable a. So if a modulus 2, modulus is the operator used to find the remainder. So if a modulus 2 is equal to 0, then we will print it as even number, because we know that any number divided by 2 and the remainder is 0, it is an even number. And if this condition is not true, it goes to the else part and it is printed as odd number. So let us see the output. Enter your number 4. Let us say the user enters 4. So we know that if a person is user is 4 divided by 2 and the remainder is 0, so the condition is true. Therefore the output is even. Now let us take another example, 7. In the case of 7 divided by 2 is not, the remainder is not 0, it is 1. Therefore the condition is false and comes to the else part, and it prints as odd. This is how the if statements are executed. Now let us discuss about the else condition. The else condition executes its statements only if all other conditional statements are false. If any one of the conditional statement becomes true, then the else condition does not execute its statements. Then look at the flow of control. The input goes to the test condition, and if the condition becomes true, the else condition does not get executed. If the test condition becomes false, it goes to the else condition and its statements are executed. Now let's take a look at the syntax. The syntax, first there is an if condition, and only if the if condition becomes false, it goes to the else condition. In the else condition, you write the else word colon and the next line with the indent space, that is 4 tab space, and the statement that needs to be executed. You can write even more than one line of statement. Now let us move on to the sample program. In the sample program, we are going to find whether the number is positive or negative. Now we are assigning the number from the user to the variable a. if the number is greater than 0, we will print it as positive number, and if the number is less than 0, we should print as a negative number. So we are using the else condition over there. So if a is less greater, if a is if the if condition becomes false, we know that it is a negative number. So let us take a look at the output. The output, enter the number. So if the user enters 5, it is a positive number because the if condition is true and the else condition is not executed, as I said before. And let's take the second output. Enter the number. If the user enters -7, we get the output as negative number because the if statement's condition is false. Therefore, it goes to the else condition and it prints the statements inside it. That is negative number. So we get the output as negative number. Thank you. Now we are going to discuss about the elif condition in detail. The elif condition is similar to the if condition in the flow of control. It is also similar to it in the way of execution. The elif condition only executes its statements inside its intent block only when the condition is true. The only difference between the elif condition and if condition is that if any one of the elif condition becomes true, all the conditions in the program are not executed. We can see this in the flow of control easily. In the flow of control, we see that if any one of this condition becomes true, then all the conditions are not executed. The syntax of elif condition is that elif condition to be checked colon, then in the next line we are giving a indent space, that is 4 blank space, then statements to be executed. Now let us move on to the sample program. In the sample program, we are going to find whether the number given by the user is a positive number or a negative number or 0. So in the first line, we are assigning the variable, we are assigning the number to the variable a, and we are using the intOf function to change this string number to the integer data type. In the first line, if a is greater than 0, we know that it's a positive number. If elif the next condition, if a is equal to 0, we will print as it is 0. Else print of negative number, because if it is both the case, then it should surely be a negative number. So if the user gives 5 or 7 in a positive number, the first condition becomes true and all other conditions are not executed. So positive number is executed. Elif, if in the next case, if the user gives 0, the first condition becomes false. It comes to the second condition. The second condition, it is executed, and the else condition is not taken in the flow of control. Does not go to the else part. So we get the value as 0. If we give the value as -7 or -5 or -2, we get the value as negative number because the first two statements are false. The first two conditions become false, and we go to the else part. In the else part, we get a negative number as a result. Now we are going to discuss about while loop. While loops are used in programming to repeat a specific block of code. The while loop is used to iterate over a block of code as long as the test expression is true. We generally use this loop when we don't know the number of times to iterate beforehand. In the while loop, test expression is checked first. The body of the loop is entered only if the test expression evaluates to true. After one iteration, the text expression is checked again. This process continues until the test expression evaluates to false. In Python, the body of the while loop is determined through indentation. The body starts with indentation and the first unindented line marks the end. Python interprets any non-zero value as true, none, and 0 as interpreted as false. In the flowchart of Python, we see that first we enter the input in the program. The test expression, if it finds it true, it will go into the set of statements and execute it. If it is false, it will exit the loop. Now let's see the sample program with while loop. In this we are going to find the sum of the first 10 natural numbers. As I said in the for loop, we should always take the sum as 0 while finding the sum in loops. In the above program, the test expression will be true as long as our counter variable I is less than or equal to n, that is 10 in our program. We need to increase the value of the counter variable of the body in the loop. This is very important and always forgotten, because failing this, if you don't put this updation in this loop, it will cause an infinite loop which will always keep on going and the result will never be displayed. So if we don't put this loop, we'll get a wrong output. But it is always necessary and mandatory to put the update counter in the while loop. Now let us discuss the topic jump statements in Python. There are two jump statements in Python, and those are break and continue. We use break and continue to alter the normal flow of a loop. Loops iterate over a block of code until the test expression is false or until the range gets over. But sometimes we want to terminate the current iteration or even the whole loop without checking the test expression or until the range gets over. At these places, we use break and continue. The break statement is used to terminate a loop containing it. Control of the program flows to the statement immediately after the body of the loop. So when you look at the flow of control of the break statement, we see that it first comes to the test expression of the loop. When it becomes true, if there is a break statement, it directly exits the loop. If there is no break statement, it goes to the statements that needs to be executed, and again comes back to the loop body. Again, if it is true, go to the remaining body of the loop. If it is false, it exits the loop. This is what happens in a break statement. If there's a break statement, it directly exits the loop. Now let us see continue statement. Continue. This continue statement is used to skip the rest of the code inside of a loop for the current iteration only. The loop does not terminate, but it continues with the next iteration. So in the case of continue loop, at first the input goes to the loop, and if it is true, if there's a continuous statement, it does not go to the statements. It directly goes to the loop and forms the next iteration. If it is a for loop, it goes in the next range value. If it is a while loop, it again checks the condition. If there is no continuous statement, it executes like a normal loop. For example, if there is a continuous statement in the middle, the range is 5. Let us say the range is 5. With the continuous statement in the middle, it goes inside. For this for loop, it goes inside. Again, with the continuous statement, it goes upward, goes into the for loop, and the range goes 1. When it again keep on going, and there will be no statements to be executing. But if there is no continuous statement, there will be some statements inside the body will get executed. This is the use of continue and break statements. The if statement will execute all its statement if the conditional expression is true, and elif is also similar to if statement, but the only difference is that if one of the elif statement is true, then no conditional expression is executed. In else, it is executed. In else statement is executed only if all other conditional expressions are false. In the case of for loop, it executes executes all the statements until the range value gets over. While in the case of while loop, it executes its statements until the test condition becomes false. In the case of the jump statements, there are two jump statements. They are break and continue. Jump statements are used to alter the loop flow, and the break statement is used to terminate the program, terminate the loop, while the continue statement is used to go to the next iteration of the loop. Thank you. Hi friends, after this presentation, I believe that you will be able to solve these two problems. Please write your answers in the comment section. Thank you.